Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Hazardous. Today we are going diving offshore, and of course we caught some live bait. They're actually easy to get today, and maybe we'll catch some other fish up on top. So stay tuned. We've been wanting to dive for a little while now, but things have been coming up, weather, stuff like that, and we haven't been able to make it underwater this year. But today is our first trip. Alright guys, see the pogies flipping? It's like a big old school. Finally, it doesn't appear like they're going to be a difficulty to get today. We start out, catch a little bait because we might do a little trolling, flatline some baits while we're underwater. Get those fairly simple and head offshore. Now, the downside is this past week we've had a west wind, and that dirties up the water. Kind of blows the river water and the stirred up beach water offshore. We get offshore and it's a little murkier up top. And we went down south, whereas normally we've been kind of going up north. When I say north and south, I'm talking about just of the Mayport Inlet. We get our gear on and we hop in the water and head down. Now, it's pretty interesting. At first, the water, the first maybe 15-20 feet of the water is a little murkier. I mean, it's kind of stirred up a little bit. But when you get past that, it gets clear. And I guess all that top water is a little dirtier. It gets a little colder, a little clearer. You get to about 30-ish feet and it gets another little noticeable colder change. Now, not a strong thermocline, which is normally really cold and really dirty, really bad viz. It's actually better viz underwater, and even though it's a little cooler, it's not bad. We get down there on this wreck, this barge, and we start, looping it, looking for fish that we can spear. We're seeing a lot of bait. We're seeing spade fish, all good sign, but we're not seeing many flounder on this spot. Actually, I'm not seeing any. But we make a couple passes, and no luck there. But it is interesting because we're seeing a lot of bait. We're seeing like some smaller kind of glass minnows maybe, and then some blue runners. And what's really cool is sometimes I would see these smaller bait fish, they're all a big crowd, they kind of swim around you, and all of a sudden they dart away. And then you'd see a predator fish like a kingfish or Spanish mackerel darting above them, kind of attacking that school. So that's really cool. I don't get to see a lot of them when we're diving, but as good as the fishing is, that might be why they're here. So I was kind of looking at them, watching their habits, and on our dining riggers throughout the past few weeks, 30 feet's been a really good spot, especially for other people as well. And interestingly, that's where that thermocline is, so probably has something to do with it. We get up to the surface, switch tanks, get ready for our next dive. My dad actually caught a couple kingfish just flatlining while we were underwater. In fact, he had one fish strip a ton of line off a reel and broke both J hooks on that rig. I mean, not bent them, broke them. So it was a nice fish. I don't know, maybe a big wahoo. Didn't jump, don't think it's a sail. Could have been a shark too, but it ran pretty fast, which sharks don't usually do a whole lot, unless it's maybe a mako or something. So, we move a little ways off to some culverts and a ledge. We go down, same water conditions, didn't expect them to change. And we're seeing kind of the same things. More bait. We're seeing blue runners and the glass minnows, which we caught blue runners about a month ago and caught kingfish on them. It's usually a good bait for big kingfish. Keep that in mind. Cool thing over here, we did find a few flounder. Not a lot. We expected to find a lot more flounder, but we did find a few in the sand right there. I even see a couple sand outlines. I was like, okay, there was a flounder here, but he moved on. So that's good. At least they're working the area. Now, what was kind of cool was I talked to Captain Chris Holloman from Blue Cyclone Inland Adventures. He's a charter guide here in Jacksonville, and he told me that the flounder were doing really well in the river. He thinks it's going to be a really good year for him. So I don't know if maybe the flounder moved from offshore inshore early, or I don't know, maybe they just weren't at that spot today. Maybe if we'd hit another wreck somewhere else in that Mayport area, maybe it would have had more flounder. But it's just something to keep in mind, you know, kind of keep this data in mind, and as you fish more throughout the coming weeks, you put it together more and you do better and better. So that was cool. It was fun getting underwater. Felt good, get the rust off, you know, see some cool stuff, kind of get a better feel for the ocean. Helps me do both fishing, you know, bottom fishing, top water fishing, stuff like that. Saw some really big red snapper. That was exciting. Season's just around the corner, so get ready. And we got back to the surface. Crap, it's like everyone sees the dive flag wants to check it out. It's over here. It's over here. We get back up top and, you know, we got some time, you know, done with our dives, and we decided to put some live baits out and troll for kingfish. We're trolling around the area and we do catch a few kingfish, really exciting. We also catch a bird, a seagull. That's not very ordinary. I caught a pelican one other time, but you know, that seagull came in, had a bait troll, and he tried to pick it up and he got caught. So we fought that seagull in and we safely released him. Clean release. It's kind of weird when you're fighting a bird, right? It's like, because you're fishing, but you're like fishing up here. Catch and release. You know, get the bird in. My brother wrapped a towel around it. We got the hook out, and rather than throw him back, we threw him back. It's kind of funny. But anyways, it's ridiculous. We accidentally caught a bird and we released them safely, got back to fishing. Caught some more kingfish, really good. Fishing's really hot, seems to be all over. I think the fishing was a little better up north. Don't know if there was a bigger school up north, or maybe more bait or something that was holding them up there. But it's still good. I mean, we still caught several fish, had a great time. The fish still seem to be all over. All right, guys, we are back from our trip. Wasn't as hot on the dive as we'd hoped. I mean, like, literally and figuratively. It wasn't a thermocline, but
it was a little chilly.
But not near as bad as some of the stuff we dove in. And it was fairly clear on the bottom, actually a little murky up top, you know?
Yeah, about 30, 35 foot it is.
But it's cool. Seen some kings and Spanish, and shot a few flounder.
There's a elusive red snapper. Plenty of those around, again.
Yeah. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned some stuff. If you have any questions, let us know. And also, check out, we're doing some live videos now, so be on the lookout for those as well.
So find us on Facebook. Like, subscribe.
We'll see you next time.
Tell your friends about it.
That's right. Share. See you guys next time.